Jesse, what have you been playing?
So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I've been putting a lot of time into Dragon Quest Builders 2. I think I don't know how many hours I've put in yet because it won't tell me until I've played it for 10 days. So this weekend I'll know. My guess is I might have put in 20 to 25 hours already. Yeah, the game has definitely got some content to it. Like the um, when I talked about it last week, I only had like an hour and a half in, but shortly after that, you got sent to this other island, and you pretty much spend like the next 8 or 10 hours of gameplay at that island. You know, it's like solving the locals' problems and ultimately killing the big bad of that island, and that in itself feels like a satisfying self-contained game alone. And if that's where it ended, I would have been happy. But that was just part one. That's Act One. So apparently, there's a total of, I think I read there was a total of 3 of those islands, and I've so far I finished the second one. So I've gone through this 8 to 10-ish hour arc twice, and I've got one more to go. But before I get there, there's stuff I have to do on the home island, which might take another. I think that took like 2 to 4 hours of work before I can get to the next island. So definitely a lot of content in it. Yeah, the game does have some problems. Though I think the biggest glitch that I've seen, it almost felt like it was going to soft lock on me a few times. Like when the game, if I get to a certain point in the game and it wants to run a cutscene, you know, any NPCs following me will try to get to a certain relative location to me. And once they stop walking, then they'll start their conversation. I put a tweet showing a video of this yesterday, or well, both times happening, but this NPC ran behind me, couldn't find footing, so kept literally jumping behind me. And the cutscene started, so I can no longer move. I had to wait for him to finally find a place to stand long enough for him to start the conversation. And if he never found that spot, I would have been soft locked. It does autosave pretty frequently, so I wouldn't have lost too much if that happened, but ultimately I did need to. And the game has some interesting physics. Like if I come across a tree, I can cut the bottom layers of the tree down, and the top half of the tree is still floating in midair.
So it's still very Minecraft in that respect.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it's amusing. But what surprises me, it kind of amazes me, is on the islands where there's major story elements, is nothing respawns. You know, the monsters will respawn, but anything you've destroyed does not come back, and it remembers what you've destroyed. So if you cut a cactus down, halfway down when you first enter the island, and come back to it 5 hours later, it's still that half of the cactus is still floating in the air. And while the first island didn't deal with depth at all, the second one does. So it's a big 3D space to keep track of. So, and the loading times are long, but once it's loaded, things go pretty smoothly. And again, I very rarely play docked, but as I mentioned earlier, the text is so small. Sometimes, for a while, I did play docked just so I could see the text better. And I don't know if other games have the problem, but that switch got really hot in that dock. So all those bits and bytes and that is keeping track of is a lot of math on that CPU. But I've very rarely seen a frame dip, so I wouldn't exactly count that as an issue. I've seen it once or twice, but only when there's like 20 NPCs jumping in unison and cheering because I finished a task. But in normal gameplay, I've never seen the frame drop. But I'm still having fun. I'm still planning on playing this through until I beat the story, and then I have a feeling once the story is beaten, I still have just a sandbox of the home island. I can do whatever I want with, and there's an online function where I'm able to go into other people's home islands, but it's not just open to the world. They have to open it up. So when I tried going to someone else's world, none was open to see. So you probably have to like arrange with friends. If hey, open your game up so I can go in your world and show. And I think something like 4 other characters can be running around in your world. But I've never tried that. And so
that sounds pretty much the same as what Animal Crossing does, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you have to invite people in, yeah.
Ibisol asks, do you need to put in roofs to stop them looking at your shower? Yes. In fact, I made a video clip and put it on Twitter yesterday. I finished building a shower, which was a task, and as soon as I finished making the shower, I used it. So my character basically went from armored to just being in towels and then taking a shower. But since I finished a task, the entire population of the town hovered around me to celebrate the task completion. So they're doing this while I'm in the shower. I'm like, this isn't creepy at all.
How long until like some concerned moms group posts a blog about this? New game on Nintendo Switch allows you to have people look in on you as you shower. You'll never believe the results. Click here.
Right. Though you don't have access to tiles until really near the end of your each town segment, but you do learn to make the tile ceiling tile frames out of whatever ingredients is locally available, so you can top it. But I've never bothered with it. I've always kept the roofs open just so I could see what I'm doing, without having to go into a building and then have the camera zoom in tight on my back. The miner, see, do you have the highest snaps version? I don't know what that means. Ibisol asks. The miners, they were dropping yellow hearts. All right, so if you saw the hearts being dropped by NPCs, like yellow is 1 point. They go to orange and red, which is more points. That's like how much gratitude is earned by the citizens of this town. The more the gratitude you collect, then you're able to upgrade each town. Starts at level 1, max is level 4. And then upgrading the level will give you more recipes you can build from and brings more NPCs into your town as a population. Can't think of anything else to say about that, but again, I'm not a Minecraft player. I've never really cared for it, and I did like Dragon Quest Builders 1 demo. I didn't play Builders 1 because I had to start over. The demo didn't carry over. But though I heard IGN said that they did carry over, so I don't know, either they're wrong or they patched it in. So I don't know. I haven't went back to check, but so I probably would have liked Builders as well if I didn't play the demo. Here I didn't play demo to Builders 2, so I'm liking the gameplay. So if you like Dragon Quest music and themes and art style, even if you're not a Minecraft fan, give this a look. And Guru says demo carries over 2. Okay, of 2? This is Tim's telling me this in chat. Okay, anyways, okay. So apparently the demo does carry over now. I didn't try it, so I didn't test it.